Alright, welcome neighbors, Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead, and making an update video on our D17 here. Y'all seen him getting it running and bringing it home. I just ain't, every time I try to get the camera, I always forget to get the camera, so I've been working on it, but I work on it after hours when we get done working here at the shop, so I don't get a lot done to it at one time. So I just want to give y'all an update of what I have done. Run pretty good, but I took the carburetor off. I'm building the carburetor. I'll show you that in a minute. I still got the nurse tank hooked up. It's underneath that bucket, but I've got the big tank cleaned out, and found me a sediment bowl and everything. It's about to be ready to use. I've got a new exhaust pipe, got a new stainless steel straight pipe on them. Found a exhaust clamp, and I clamped it on the outside of the manifold, not like you're supposed to, but anyway, think it looks pretty good. I've pressure washed it. It used to be a lot worse than it is now, which is hard to believe. Washed out radiator, see all that pile of stuff that was on the radiator, washed that out. You can see this side's a little bit cleaner. Washed all that. I'm going to do plugs, wires, and points. I haven't got to that yet. I need battery cables. I'm still running. I'm just taking this battery cable and I get a pair of vice grips and vice grip it to the battery cable. I need to get an actual battery cable hook up so I can put the hoods back on. I have been so if you're familiar with the D17 or D15, I think has this, or any Allis Chalmers stuff, I just thought this lever was for the live power, like all the WD and the WD-45 had this a lever right here for live power, but this is actually, so all the way back is low, and then in the middle is your neutral for your live power, and then forward is high. And I didn't know that until the other day when I was just messing with it. I've got me a extension for my throttle. I got a 7/8 end wrench that my dad had cut in half for something. It needed a short 7/8, and so I took that and drilled me a couple holes and bolted it in, so I have me a longer throttle lever. I thought that was kind of neat. I wanted something kind of cool for a throttle lever. And the other thing, so this wheel, that wheel is kind of bad. I don't know if y'all can tell or not. That's the bead of the tire right there. That's tire. The bead is completely gone, and the rest of the wheel is about completely gone. It's full of water. So, and it's you can see, it's a safe mark. It's a safe mark. And then over here, this is the other original wheel. It does not have water in it, and this is a multi-track long bar, short bar, and it's a 16.9 28, and I just happen to have a Goodyear long bar, short bar. You can't, they're pretty close. The design's pretty close. But this one is on a John Deere wheel because that's what I had laying around. It bolted right on. I just had to use the, here's the, this is for a disc wheel like the Allis Chalmers had on it. I don't have one of the long ones to show you, but I just had to take some long wheel bolts. That's not a big deal. And then this one was spaced out. It was all the way out, so it looked kind of funny when I first put it on because it was like probably 8 inches wider, and that wouldn't have fit on my trailer, and it didn't match this side. I didn't feel like, even if I had a trailer wide enough, I don't feel like breaking those boys. You can see it, they're kind of rusty, to widen this one out to match it. So I moved it in, and not only did I move it in, but I moved the wedges to the inside, and that gave me probably 1.5 inches more. And it might be a little bit wider. You can see it might be a little bit wider than this side. This side's a little bit less, but it's close enough. And anyway, it's got a yellow wheel. And this is a big cast center, so it's about the same, I'm going to say it's the same weight as this disc wheel with this 120 pound weight. I'd say they're about the same weight because this bad boy right here is heavy with that cast center. I got a weight I can put on here. If I wanted to, I could probably put this other Allis Chalmers weight on it, or that's not Allis Chalmers weight. I'm pretty sure these are Farmall weights, I think. And then somebody just put them on this tractor because it had the front end loader. And I didn't mention that. I took the front end loader off. I'm going to repurpose it. It needs to be fixed. It needs about, probably $600-700 worth of hydraulic lines. And it was bent. But what I'm probably going to do with that is I'm going to take the bucket off and put it on our loader that we use, and then probably mount a hay spear to that loader so we can feed hay with it. But it's bent pretty bad, so I got to fix that. But anyway, the reason I left these loader frames on is because I'm planning to pull this tractor here coming up pretty soon. We wanted to pull it, just see what it'll do. And I figure, the thing about these Allis Chalmers, there's not a whole lot to bolt to. You don't have a lot to bolt to. And I'm going to have to put wheelie bars, so I'm just going to bolt my wheelie bars to this loader frame. I have some like wheelie bars, and they're like super simple. I just got 2 holes drilled in them, and I can pretty much, it's in channel iron, and I can pretty much just bolt them to whatever I want. So I'm just going to drill me a couple holes in the loader frame, and then I'm going to hang my suitcase weights. I'm going to make super simple, just a small bracket up here on this part and a larger bracket back there, and just enough to put, I got 1,000 pounds of suitcase weights, and just enough to put those on. And it's just going to be a super simple, inexpensive way, because this isn't going to be a pulling tractor at all. We just want to take it out to the track and see how it does. But it's mostly, we're trying to find us a bush hog right now. We're wanting to, for my, my sister's cattle stuff, we need a bigger bush hog than the one we have. So I'm looking for a 10-foot pull behind. So, cause I got a nice one with a hydraulic cylinder, cause I got a hydraulic remote, and so if I have a 10-foot pull behind, this ought to be plenty of horsepower. You know, especially what we do, we don't cut our grass into the dirt like most people do. We just clip the tops when the cows get done eating. So you know, this tractor ought to be plenty for a 10-foot, just clipping the dead stuff off the top. But anyway, that's some of the update on this tractor. I'm about to go in here, and I'm wanting to get the fuel system done today. So we're gonna have the fuel system hopefully completely done after today, and then we'll get to work on something else. It was skipping, but I think it was just last time I run it, you can see in there, I don't know if you can see, kind of corroded and wet, and I think it's skipping on that cylinder just because when it rains I don't have this covered up yet. So I want to have to clean that off so it won't be skipping. I'll probably have to pull the plugs and clean them. But anyway, we're getting there. It's just kind of, like I said, it's a work in progress. When we get something done. This is the hitch that was on it. Somebody had made this. It's a homemade rig because somebody put, Allis Chalmers didn't come with a actual 3-point lift. It was a 2-point lift for Allis Chalmers pieces of equipment, and there's a quick disconnect down there, and it had a 2-point on these. And anyway, to do anything with Allis Chalmers, you actually have to pull whatever you have completely off. And we figure this was some sort of plow or something. We're not 100% sure what this was. But anyway, somebody's put a pin through it and a bolt and made kind of a 3-point lift. And they put a, this is a homemade thing. So you put a top link. So it's a homemade 3-point. And anyway, like I said, I'm about to tractor pull it. So I found this laying out in the weeds. This is a hitch off of a WC, Allis Chalmers. It's not the correct thing. Like these arms, where these arms hook up, aren't right on a D17. It's not as wide, so we had to make something there. But main thing we need, see that ring up there, we needed that ring so it can go in the quick disconnect. But so we're going to just make something out of that. I don't know if we'll make, I figure I'm just going to take some lift arms. I have these nice lift arms right there, and if I ever want to do a 3-point, I'll just take those lift arms and rig me up something to make a proper, instead of that. I guess this works. It's homemade. I guess it works, but anyway, if I actually want like a 3-point that doesn't drive me crazy, I'll make my own. Anyway, sun's about to pop out, and I want to head in and get this carburetor fixed. So